Hey guys, Cam here from today's iPhone.com with another episode of This Week on TiP, where I round up all the top stories from today's iPhone. As always, I'll be trying to bring you a variety of stuff. It won't just be all the same things over and over again. And you'll be glad to know, I guess the most important news is that I have finally clicked order on a stereo clip-on microphone. I know many of you have been complaining of all my videos that I've published the last couple of weeks that everything just comes through your left ear, and you could just take your headphones out and listen to it normally. Instead, I've decided to order a stereo microphone, and the reason for that is my old videos used to use this microphone, but that was because I had the old version of iMovie, and iMovie, the old version, used to let me export the audio, create a stereo track, and then put it back in again, whereas the new one doesn't let me export the audio on its own, so I haven't been able to make a stereo track. I would not be making mono audio on purpose if I could be making stereo, because, that's just stupid. We have a rumor. I think it turned up first on a Chinese blog. We had a leak, and then another blog picked it up, and then another blog picked it up, and we kind of found it, and it was about the iPhone 6. There was a couple of rumors about features, and we also saw a leak of what was supposedly the next glass screen. Now, it's important to know that even though it looks like this glass panel would suggest the iPhone is getting a bigger screen, but in the same size form factor, absolutely anybody with the right skills could create a shape of glass that size and just paint it black on either end. It's not difficult. So we can't really say with any certainty whether it's real or fake. We just kind of put it out there as a sort of, this is interesting, do you think Apple can do this? But that's the rumor. We're supposedly getting the same 8-megapixel camera, a larger display like we've been saying for, I guess, years now. I guess we'll find out whether that's going to happen later on this year. We reviewed a cool smartwatch, this Pebble, this one here. The Pebble Steel came last week, and I reviewed it this week after spending about, I guess, 5 or 6 days with it. And it is cool, in short. But it is the smartwatch for grown-ups. Look at that. It's the speed of a tiger. It's got a very classic design. I guess the only downside that I've found with it personally is that you've got so many apps in the Pebble App Store, but you can only install 8 of them on your watch at once, which kind of restricts you quite a lot. But talking of smartwatches, there was an awesome smartwatch concept hit the web yesterday. And it basically showed like a really timeless classic design, brown leather strap, really big round face like you would see on some of the more expensive premium watches from the last 100 years or so. It looks fantastic, but it also has this amazing looking screen on it, and it can do things like obviously the usual clock functions like showing you the time or having a stopwatch, setting alarms, but you can also hook up with your smartphone. It's got maps on there. The maps user interface that this guy designed just looked amazing. It was just incredible. So it was amazing that the screen on it looked really futuristic, but the design of the actual hardware looked really, really timeless. His idea was that you turn the bezel around to do certain features, which I thought was awesome. And you also got buttons and dials on the side for doing the regular stuff like stopping and starting time, changing features. But you should really check it out. I'm hoping in vain that somebody somewhere will have the ability to create this piece of amazing. As soon as it's released, if they make it, I will be one of the first people in line. Now, we've already mentioned the fact that there's rumors pointing to a bigger screen on the iPhone 6, and I think it's fair to say that we all want it. Well, I say all. A lot of people want a larger screen. In this day and age of modern smartphones, the iPhone screen is tiny. And the fact that even the low-end and mid-range smartphones from other companies have got bigger screens now is kind of laughing at Apple a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you need a big screen to have a good phone. The iPhone 5S for me is still the best all-round packaged smartphone on the market, but for today's modern market where people use their phones for watching videos and playing games, a bigger screen is beneficial. So let's not carry on with the rubbish about having to use one hand for typing, because it's not just for typing. That's not what a phone's for anymore. It's for everything. So let's get Apple to make a bigger screen, shall we? And last but not least, earlier in the week I created a list of the things that I would love to see in iOS 8. Obviously iOS 7.1 still hasn't come out yet, but in June at WWDC we're expecting Apple will launch the next major version of iOS, and it will be iOS 8. So I listed 5 things that I would love to see in there. They included things like a smarter keyboard or the ability to add third-party keyboards in from the App Store. I also said that we needed to have some sort of better implementation of Touch ID, so third-party apps can create a way for them to use it as well, so that when you log into your PayPal or your mobile banking, for instance, you can just touch your home button and it says yes or no, and you get access. Another thing I would love to see in iOS 8 is, I guess it's a feature similar to what you get on some Android phones these days, is that the voice control system is always listening. So you say a simple command like, "Hey Siri," and as soon as it hears its name, then it comes up, instead of you having to press and hold a button. It saves you also from looking idiotic talking to a virtual person with your phone to your ear, because, I mean, who talks to Siri like that? You just gave me a list of creepy pickup lines.
What is pickup?
Your face is pickup.
You're certainly entitled to that opinion.
Thank you.
That's nice of you to say.
Also love to see Google Now integration at a much wider scale, not just within the Google search app, but something that maybe Apple and Google would make friends. I know this is, out of all the ones that I've said, this is probably the least likely to happen, because Apple and Google just don't get on anymore. So Google Now integration would be awesome, because Google Now, quite frankly, is one of the best things to ever happen in the mobile scene. Anyway, that's been it. I'll leave the links to all those stories in the description box. If you have any questions or comments, or you have any thoughts about any of those stories, please leave them in the comments below. But as a sort of parting question, if you could have one extra thing on your iPhone or one new feature in iOS 8, what would it be? Leave your comments and thoughts in the comment section, or tweet me at TiP_cam. And don't forget to stay tuned to today's iPhone.com. We've got tons of coverage of all sorts of things there now. Tutorials, accessories, reviews, thoughts, editorials, lists, everything. We're doing it all. So, yeah, bye.